we have already discussed that capital F of suffix subscript capital X in bracket plus infinity, that is for small x we are using plus infinity, that one is equal to 1 and this one is equals to 0. Then we have proved that if you have two real number x1 and x2, such that x1 is less than or equal to x2, then the distribution value of the distribution function F capital F subscript is capital X in bracket x1 is less than equal to f of capital X x2. So, and we have already discussed this proof also. Then we have another, this one is also discussed, like if you have an event x greater than small x, here a capital X is a random variable, small x is a real number, and this bracket is an event, then the probability of capital X greater than small x is equals to 1 minus f of x x. And this proof is also proved in last class. Now we have this property that the probability of this event when capital X is greater than small x1 and less than equal to small x2. So in what is the probability of this event actually equals to capital the value of distribution at x2 minus value of the distribution function at small x1. So this we have to prove. So first we consider an event capital X less than equal to small x2, and you know that this event actually mean by this. This actually mean by this small s belongs to capital S such that capital X of small x is less than equals to x2. And you know that if this x1 is obviously less than x2, so if x1 is less than x2, we can split this event into two events like this. We consider all sample points for which the random variable is taking sample points to less than equal to x1, and another one is this one, strictly greater than x1 and less than equal to x2. So the union of these two events is actually this one, because here we are taking all the events for which the x images of them is less than equal to x2, and we can easily split this into these two events. Here we are taking all the sample points for which the images of them is less than equal to x1, and here greater than equal to x1, strictly greater than x1 and less than equal to x2. So these two events are also mutually exclusive. So the union of these two events is equal to this event, and these two events are such that they are mutually exclusive, and this set is equal to this union this. So I can apply my probability measure to both sides of it. So if I applied here, I will get this. Here this one is written in explicit form, in this form. But if you write this, then it's also okay. This, then union of this, and these two are mutually exclusive, and from the property axiom 3, the probability of union of two mutually exclusive events is equal to sum of their probability. So like this we have written here, because these two are mutually exclusive. And then what we did, we know that this event is actually capital X less than equal to small x1, and it means it is actually f of x1, this one, because it is capital X is less than equal to x1, and if we are taking probability of the event capital X less than equal to x1, then this probability, including this probability, this part become this f of capital X small x1. Similarly, this part is actually capital X less than equal to x2, but if we are applying probability to it, it will become distribution function at x2. It is from the definition of distribution function, that is f of capital X x2. So this is f of capital X x2, This is capital of f x x1, and we have moved this from right side to the left side. That's why there is a negative sign here. So f of x x2 minus f of x x1, and this part is remain as it is on the right side. So this is the way we prove that this is actually equal to this. Now we have another one like probability that x equal to x, and it is equals to f. This one is capital X, f of capital X x minus f of x x minus 0. This is actually limit like this. F of x minus 0 is limit s tends into 0 f of capital X x minus h. So this is left hand limit, and you know how it is defined. This is the way we define. Okay, so we take some epsilon greater than 0, a number, and then we try to find this probability. If x is greater than 0, here we are taking strictly greater than 0, and it is near to 0, but it is greater than 0. So here, if we are taking this, then x minus epsilon will be less than this x, and then we have used this above result like this x1 and capital X and less than equal to x2. So here instead of x1 we are having x minus epsilon, and instead of x2 we are having x. So we use this and we are getting this one. The above result we used and we are getting this probability is actually equal to this one. Now we are approaching this epsilon tending to 0. So if we are approaching epsilon tending to 0 in the limiting sense, this side becomes like x equal to x only, and on the right hand side this first part does not containing any epsilon, so it is independent of moving epsilon toward 0, and this one is like this, and you know that it is a left hand limit at x. So this is like f of x minus 0 we can write, or like some author you use like f of x in a like in this superscript minus 1. It means we are taking this left hand limit. So why we are having this actually like if you remember earlier cases also, I told you that when we have continuous type of random variable, then the value of the probability at some particular point is 0. So it's like some particular values we are taking, some x. So if we have a continuous kind of random variable, then this is also this will and this are equal, and then this is 0. And for discrete kind of thing, we will get something if we have discrete type of random variable. Okay. Here also, like here equality is there. So here also this bar is representing this limit, left hand limit at x. So we will see this one also, like minus x infinite to x1 you know. This is very good. Okay. So this is our this thing, and we know that this actually equal to can be written as this one, because this is an event. That is, we are containing in this event those sample points for which x image of sample point is greater than equal to x1 and less than equal to x2. So we split it into two events. One is that in which we are considering only x1, and another one is this one. And then obviously these two are again disjoint. So their probability, actually sum of their probability. And again in the we can use previous result. This one is actually this one f of, because this is actually equal to this one f of f of x2 minus f of x1, and this one we the previous result like x equal to x, this result. So like f probability that x equal to x1 is equal to f of x x1. Instead of x, we are having x1, and then left hand limit minus this f of x minus 1. So this is the result, and you can see here this is negative and this is positive. So these two cancel out. In the end, you are having with you this one. And if this is a continuous kind of variable, x, for discrete kind of random variable, we are having this. And if it is a continuous kind of random variable, yes, sir. हाँ सर बताइए. Yeah. Okay. So we are discussing here, like if this is a discrete kind of random variable, this thing equal to this one. Here, this left hand limit is required at x1. But if it is a continuous kind of random variable, this actually, if it is continuous, then it is f of x1 at the this left hand limit at x1 actually equal to f of x1. So the result actually transformed to the earlier one. So like if this is the result, if you remember, see, this one is the result. Okay. So this is valid for a continuous and a discrete kind of random variable. But if we know that our random variable is continuous, so whether here it is a less than equality is there or not, or here it is there or not, this will equal to this one if the variable random variable is a continuous kind. For discrete kind, we have this kind of a structure. For continuous kind, whether it is equal to, because at equality, so the probability of the continuous kind of random variable is 0. Now we have probability density function. So what is a probability density function? Like there are two kind of random variable. No, actually, generally three kind of random variable. One is discrete random variable, which takes only countable number of values. Then another one is a continuous type of random variable, which can take values like uncountable infinite, like sub interval of certain interval. And then we have mixed kind of random variable. In mixed, we are having random variable which are taking some finite values and also some this sub intervals also. So that one is known as mixed kind of random variable. So probability density function is the concept related to the continuous random variable. It means if your x is a continuous type of random variable, if your x is a continuous type of random variable and having distribution function f of x. So you know that f of x is a distribution function. Then the derivative of the distribution function, probability distribution function, it means this one. So here it is, this one is distribution function and its derivative is known as the density function, probability density function, and we denoted by this small f. So you can see that there is a small f in probability density function, and in probability distribution function we have capital F. So that's why you have to be very careful whatever you are writing. If it is a density function, we should write small f, and it is the derivative of the distribution function. Or like in exam, I may ask you, like I give you this distribution function, and I may ask you to find its density function, or I give you the density function and I ask you to find its distribution function. Like if this is the distribution function, its derivative will give you its density function. But if you know the density function of some random variable, and if you integrate this density function within the domain minus infinity to x. So if you integrate your density function within the domain minus infinity to x, so with the help of this formula, you can get its distribution function. So for example, we are having this. Let x be a random variable with the distribution function this. So this is your distribution is provided to you. Okay. So here you can see that for x less than 0, it is having 0. And for within the domain x greater than 0 to 1, it is having x. And for this x greater than equal to 1, it is having 1. So this is like a continuous kind of distribution function, because here this one. So for this kind of distribution function, like I told you to find its density function. And you know that from the definition of density function, it is a derivative of the distribution function. So we will find the value of density function within each domain. So first we are trying to find in this the domain x is less than 0. So if your x is less than 0, so you try to find its derivative dy by dx of f of xx, because it is 0, even though it's 0, but if it's a constant for all values of x strictly less than 0, so it means it's the differentiation of a constant is again a 0. So we are getting this. Okay. Now the equality point. Okay, we have to check this equality point separately. So the second case, like it's a case 1 and then case 2, x is equal to 0. If your x is equals to 0, then we have to check by calculating its right hand derivative and left hand derivative. Okay. So if you remember the definition of right hand derivative, like in 12th, like you are differentiating with the help of like first principle, I think there is some term like that. Even though the derivative, basic definition of derivative is this one. If fx is a function and you want to calculate its derivative, then this is the definition: f of x 0 plus h minus f of x 0 upon h. So we will say it's a right hand derivative, because we are taking this 0 plus h and h is moving to 0. So if you are trying to calculate, this is r f x dash. Here actually dash is missing. So you should correct this thing. So r x f dash at 0, we are calculating the derivative of the function distribution function capital F at 0. So this is the formula. And then we will know what is the value of f of x 0 plus h. Then we will see our definition of f of capital F of x. And we say there, see that 0 plus s is actually greater than 0 and it belongs to this domain. So in this domain, whatever x is there, its definition is actually same x. So here is 0 plus s, so its definition will give you the output is h. And for f of x 0, you can see from here it is 0 and then divided by h and you are getting 1. Now you are trying to calculate its left hand derivative. So L f x dash 0, this is from the definition is given by this one. And then you try to calculate what is f of 0 minus h. So f of 0 minus h, you can see that it belongs to this domain because it is 0 minus h, it is, means it is strictly less than 0. So the value of it is 0 and f of x0 is 0 and in the denominator we are having h but numerator is already 0 for all h. So we are getting 0. So we are saying that this value is not equal to this value. It means the derivative of the function at x equal to does not exist. Okay. Then we have the domain this x greater than 0 and less than 0. So in this domain again, when that you are taking the domain this x is strictly greater than 0 and less than 1, its value is x and it is a polynomial of degree 1. And you can easily differentiate it within the domain where x is strictly greater than 0 and less than 1. And you know that the differentiation of x is you are getting 1. Again for x equal to 1, we check with this formula or x dash 1 and then thank you sir. Thank you. So we are having this one and then we will use our definition like it is 1 plus h and you can see that 1 plus h belongs to the other domain this one. It means we have to substitute its value 1 and f of 1 is also 1, we are getting 0. Now we will check f dash 1, that is left hand derivative of fx at 1, this is this one. And then 1 minus h is strictly less than 1, so it belongs to this domain. So from this domain, like if x is there, so we have to substitute x. So instead of x, we are having 1 minus h, so we will substitute here 1 minus as it is, and then f of x1 is 1, and then 1 is cancel out, and then h by h is also cancel out, you are getting minus 1. So again for x equal to 1, the derivative of capital F x does not exist. Okay. For x greater than 0, again, it's a continuous function, even though it's a constant line, but it's a continuous line for x is strictly greater than 0. So derivative of this is simply differentiation of 1, which is 0. So like this. Now you can see that in this density function, I have written like that at equality as is equals to also 0. Like where this derivative is not defined, we will at those points we will give some value to the density function like 0. And whatever this continuous domain, whatever value we are getting, the same value we will take. So this is the way we will calculate the density function. Now suppose you are having another question. This one is f of x. So now by looking at the question, you can understand that this one is the density function. Okay, and the density function, and I told you to find its probability distribution function. That is means I told you to find capital F of x. And you know the formula for this one is this one, minus infinity to small x, small f x x dx. So again, we go domain wise. So for x less than 0, for x less than 0, f of x minus infinity to x, f of x dx. So I used here the definition. So here this x is less than 0. X is less than 0 means here in this domain we will take the value of fx, because you can see this x is less than 0. So whatever particular x you have selected which is less than 0, it means in this integration limit minus infinity to x, we are considering this definition, because here the x is less than 0. So f of x is having this definition for when x is less than 0. So in this domain for all this is having 0 and you are getting c. Now your x is strictly greater than 0 and less than 1. So when your x is strictly greater than 0 and less than 1, because this domain plus this. So we will see. But we know the definition of this calculating the formula for calculating capital Fx from small fx is this one. And here we are taking the range from minus infinity to s. We know that this x is greater than 0, but still we are integrating within the limit minus infinity to x. So what we do, we split this uh, limit of the integration into two parts like this, because we know that this x is greater than 0. It means this till 0 we have something, and 0 to x we have different thing, because this is a definition of the f of x is like this. It is having different definition in different domains. So we have split it into two domains. In the first domain, minus infinity to 0, f of x is 0. You can see this part. And in the another domain, in which like 0 to x, in 0 to x, it means this domain, because here x is still less than 1. So we are not thinking about this definition, because this definition for x greater than 1. So x is greater than 0 and less than 1. So our x is lies in this domain. So we will use this definition in the second domain, because x is still less than 1 and greater than 0. And the definition is x, and the integration is x squared by 2. And then you have substituted the lower limit, because the integration of this part is 0, because this is 0. And integration of this part is x squared by 2 from 0 to x, and you are getting x squared by 2 as your value of f of xx. Now we have another domain where this x is strictly greater than equal to 1 and less than 2. So in this domain, again we know that the formula for calculating distribution function capital F from density function small f is this one. And here again you can see now my x is greater than 1. So and it means I am moving on all three domains. So I have to split the domain according to the definition of fx, because I don't have single value of f of x within minus infinity to x, where this x is greater than 1. So we split into three domains. Minus infinity to 0, it has one definition. 0 to 1, it is having another definition. And 1 to x is having another definition. Here, why 1 is there? Because we have x is actually greater than 1 here. So 0 to 1 and then 1 to x. Still x is not greater than 2. So like this. So in this domain, this value is 0. In this domain, this value, we know that if x is lies between 0 to 1, then f of xx is actually x. And in this domain, 1 to x, 1 to x means this one. So in this domain, it is 2 minus x. And then we integrate it. First part is 0. Integration of this is x squared by 2, but the limit of integration is 0 to 1. And the integration of this is 2x minus x squared by 2, 1 to x. And after substituting the upper limit for this part, you are getting 1 by 2. After substituting upper limit for this part, you are getting this. And for lower limit, because you have lower limit x equal to 1, so you have to substitute x equal to 1 also, you are getting this. And after some calculation, you are getting this. Now we talk about the case when x is greater than equal to 2. Now our x is greater than equal to 2. Again, the formula for calculating distribution function from density function is this one. And the definition of fx is not unique for the whole domain minus infinity to x when x is greater than equal to 2. So you have to split accordingly. So I split it like this, because minus infinity to 0 it has different definition, 1 to 0 to 1 it is a different definition, and 1 to 2 it has different definition. And now this x is exceeding 2 also, so 2 to x it has a different definition. So first domain it is having 0, for second it is having definition x, for 0 to 1 to 2 it is having 2 minus x, and for 2 to x it is having again 0. And then we integrate it like this, and this. And finally, if you are like for the last domain, if you are not getting a 1, it means your answer is wrong. So the you can see like earlier also the in distribution function like this is always a 0 for some domain, and this is always 1. So these are to the like if there is no something is not wrong done by us, then we will get 0 here and 1. And if something is wrong, then we will get some other value. So this is the value of the distribution function. Okay. Now we have another, like we can say it's a formula. We are developing one formula in terms of distribution. Earlier we have a formula for calculating the probability of this event in terms of distribution function. Now we want to calculate in terms of density function. So if you remember because this formula we are continuously using, you remember na this? The formula for calculating distribution function from density function is this one. So this x is actually, this x is actually this x. And this x is a variable of integration. Instead of these two x, you can use your dummy variable like u, v, w, something you can change. But this x is actually corresponding to this. And these are the variable of integration. You can change by any value. So f of xx equal to this one by the definition of by this formula we can calculate distribution function from density function. So if I am having f of x x2, so this x2 actually reflects here, not here, because these are the variable of integration. So like this, minus infinity to x2. This. Similarly, f of x x1 like this. So I use the definition of distribution function in terms of density function. Again, here we know that this is x1 is less than or equal to x2. So we can split this domain of this integration into two parts, like minus infinity to x1 1, and another one is this one. So this single integration is split into these two integrations, and this part is remain as it is. This part remains as it is. And you can see that this one is a negative one and this one is a positive one. So this one is cancelled out. This one is your formula. So the probability you can calculate for any event if you know the density function of the random variable by integrating within the domain x1 to x2 f of small f of xx dx. So this is one formula. Like if I give in exam, generally I give earlier, right now I don't know what kind of question I will ask. This is the formula for calculating the probability of this event in terms of the density function. And this is in terms of the distribution function. So if I provide you distribution function and I told you to find the probability, you can use this one. Or if I provide you density function and told you to find the probability, then you can use this one. Okay. Okay, here it is actually I'm talking about the dummy variable. That this actually x is correspond to this x, and these are the variable of integration. Like this, you can also use f of xx minus infinity to u, small f of x u du. So this thing and this thing are the same. Here, this x is corresponding to this. Okay. So we have already talked with about this continuous random variable. A random variable x with the continuous distribution function is said to be continuous random variable if f of x is non-constant continuous function for all x belongs to R. Okay. This R is the set of real number. And this discrete, like if the range set of the random variable is countable, then it is called discrete random variable. And a random variable is said to be discrete random variable if its distribution function fx is a constant except for finite number of jump discontinuity. So like now we have the case of tossing of a coin or tossing of a this throwing of a die, we are getting some jump. Okay. Like 1/6, 2/6, like this kind of jump. So if this kind of a distribution function is there, then we have the random variable. We can identify the random variable is discrete. And if we have this kind of thing, then we can see that it's a continuous. Our random variable x is continuous. Or another way is if x is taking countable number of random values, then it's a discrete random variable. And if its range sets contain subintervals or uncountable infinite uh, values, then it's a continuous random variable. And if there is any random variable which contain both, then that one is known as the mixed random variable. Okay. So you can see that we have already talked about the density function of a continuous random variable. So this thing you keep in your mind that this probability density function is associated with the continuous kind of random variable. Okay. Now we go to probability mass function. So this is probability mass function. So like this density function, probability mass function is associated to this our discrete kind of random variable. Okay. So if you are having let x be a discrete random variable with its range set like this, because I told you that a range set is a countable set. So a countable set that you can enumerate the elements like this, x1, x2, x3 like this. If you are able to write your elements like this, it means like this kind of some map now, natural number 1 going to x2, natural number 2 going to x3, natural number 3 going to x3, and 4 n going to xn. It means you are having a 1-1 map from the set of natural number to the range of Rx of a random variable capital X. So this one is a countable set. So you are having a discrete random variable capital X with its range set Rx such that you know the probability that x equal to xi equal to pi. So you can see that in a discrete kind of random variable we have a probability at equality, but for some non-negative probability. But this continuous kind of random variable, this is always zero. Okay. So we have defined the probability all at all these xi, some pi by some methodology we have taken and defined, and this is defined for all I goes to 1, 2, 3 up to n. And this is pi, and the totality of this is 1. That is the sum of all the probabilities here, 1. If this is these two conditions are satisfied by any PIs, then this PI is known as the probability mass function. Then this function is called the probability mass function of the discrete random variable. Actually, one property I forget to tell you about this continuous kind of random variable. Like, okay, like this is our continuous kind of random variable. And this is the definition of a distribution function. So, like if I replace this x or this x, because this is actually related to this, and I replace this x by plus infinity. So integration minus infinity to plus infinity, and here we are having plus infinity. And we know that from the property of distribution function f of capital X small at infinity plus infinity, this part is 1. So to check whether a certain density function is a density function or not, we integrate the density function over the whole real line minus infinity to plus infinity. And if that integration is 1, then we say that this fx is satisfying the condition of probability density function. We will talk about later, and we will have some example on this also. Uh, here. Okay, probability mass function. So like here the total probability is 1, na? Sum of the whole probabilities. There also the integral over the whole domain of the density function. Whole domain means whole real line is 1. And here in the case of probability mass function, so this is called the mass function. Probability that x equal to xi equal to pi, this with this condition is known as probability mass function for the discrete kind of random variable. So like if you have okay, now hmm, like you remember the one formula we are having for calculating distribution function from density function. So similarly we are having formula for calculating distribution function from probability mass function. So this is actually probability mass function, and this is distribution function. So if you remember the definition of distribution function, this one is actually this one. Probability that x is less than equal to x. And I told you that this event is actually meant by this. We are considering all the sample points for which x image is less than equal to x. And we know that here all because it's a discrete kind of random variable, so it means all the sample points are corresponding to some real number there. So and these are actually mutually exclusive. Generally, we take in the case of what we call discrete random variable. So we are considering those sample points xi for which mm, and xi such that they are less than x, and adding the probability at these points. So for those xi, if we are adding this probability for xi is less than x, so we can get directly this distribution function from this probability mass function. So here one question is, what is the probability mass function of a random variable that counts the number of heads over 3 tosses of a fair coin? So you know that if you toss 3 tosses of a fair coin, this is your output. H H H H T H T H T H H H T T T H T T T H and T T T. And then you have defined your random variable such that it is actually, if output having 3 head, it is 3. If output having 2 head, it's 2. Like this, you define. So if output is having 2 heads, if output having 1 head, this is 1. If 1, then 1. This one is 1. And if it is having only no head, then it is 0. So this is the way you have defined your random variable x for all sample points of this sample space. So you can see the what is the range of x, because Rx is taking only 3 real values. One is 0, another one is 1, and third one is 2. Oh, sorry, 3 also. So x is taking 4 real values. So this one is known as our Rx is known as the range space of the discrete kind of random variable capital. Again here, because we want to go with this notation, so I am writing my this is 0 as x1 and 1 as x2, 2 as x3, and this as x4. Okay. Now, if I told you to find the probability that at x equal to xi, so instead of xi, I'm right now considering only x1. So I think this is wrong because it is x1. So probability is that x equal to x1 is equal to what is the value of x1? X1 is actually 0. So probability that x equal to 0. So now in this event, we have to take those sample points for which their x images are 0. And there is only one sample point, that one is known as TTT. And out of 8 total outcomes, this is only one favorable to this, so it is having 1 by 8. Now, so for I equal to 1, we have calculated the probability. Now for I equal to 2. I equal to 2 means x2 and x2 means 1. So the probability that capital X equal to x2 or capital X equal to 1. So I have to consider those sample points in this event for which their X images is equal to 1. And we know that there are three sample points belongs to the sample space such that their X images are 1. So it is 3 by 8. And they are all also mutually exclusive. Each one is having 1 by 8, 1 by 8, and you add 1 by 8 three times, you will get 3 by 8. For x equal to 2 also, you will get like HHT, THH, and some TT like this. So you will get 3 by 8. For x equal to 3, like there is only one sample point HHH which is corresponding to real number x equal to 3. So it is only 1. So 1 by 8. So you have written your probability mass function, probability that event of capital X equal to xi is equal to this one. 1 by 8 for x equal to x1, 3 by 8 for x equal to x2, 3 by 8 for x equal to x3, and 1 by 8 again for x equal to x4. Now, in the same example, if you want to calculate distribution function from probability mass function, I think it is enough for today. We will discuss this tomorrow. Now I check the attendance.